It can be very easy to sit there and look at someone that you aspire to be and think, oh my gosh, they have it all, they've been able to build amazing wealth, I wish I had their life. But the thing that people tend to forget or not even consider is the sacrifices that that person has had to make in order to get themselves into that position. The late nights, the missed birthdays, the damaging of relationships. It is probably fair to say that their sacrifices are non-comparable to your own. And if you are someone who truly wants to achieve wealth, you are going to have to make some sacrifices. And some are harder than others. So that's why I thought it'd be interesting in this video to share with you some of the key sacrifices that these types of people are making in their lives. The first one of those being stability. Stability feels safe, but it can keep you stagnant. Building wealth often means you stepping outside of your comfort zone and embracing uncertainty in order to grow. Many people like the fact that they have a constant job with constant hours and a constant income coming into their bank account each month. And this comfort can often stop people from branching out and trying something new. It can stop them from taking those entrepreneurial risks or pursuing opportunities that could lead them to wealth in the longer term. It is always about taking a calculated risk, not simply throwing yourself into something without giving it proper thought. If you have a great idea for starting a business, you've built out your business plan, you thoroughly thought through what you would do, then that is taking a calculated risk. Some of the most successful people in this world have taken these types of risks. For example, Jeff Bezos. He had a very successful career as a senior vice president at an investment firm. And in 1994, he chose to take the risk, leave his job, and start Amazon as an online bookstore, a concept that was pretty unknown at the time, and has since been able to grow it into one of the biggest companies in the world. Leading on from stability, the next sacrifice I want to talk through is perfectionism for progress. If you are like me, I can very often be a perfectionist. But what I have come to learn over several years of having to manage my perfectionism is if you are consistently focused on something being perfect, it can stunt your progression. You can miss opportunities as a result, drive yourself into burnout, and not achieve as much as you would if you focused on progress and not achieving perfection. A great principle that many entrepreneurs embrace and embody on their journey to building wealth and building successful businesses is fail fast, learn fast, with a view that taking imperfect action can often lead to better outcomes and better results. You may not have everything planned out exactly step by step, but if you're starting with what you have and you are consistently making small, smart steps, you are much more likely to have successful progress as opposed to just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Now, the next sacrifice isn't something that naturally comes to us as human beings, and that is sacrificing control. But in order to be able to enable yourself to scale wealth, you have to be able to release some of the control and accept support around you, trusting people to help you deliver your dream. You can absolutely get yourself to great accomplishments and huge success on your own, but there will come a point at which you hit your ceiling. There's only so much you are able to do, and your skill set and your knowledge will only stretch so far. There will be times where it is more appropriate, more efficient, and probably more cost effective for you to enlist the help of others around you that have those specific skill sets and expertise. This is why not only is it important to sacrifice control when you get to a certain point on your journey, but also be a really effective delegator. The next sacrifice that I wanted to talk through is ego and pride. And people that are unable to let go of their ego or their pride can often come hand in hand with those that are unable to let go of control. But the truth is, being able to let go of your ego is essential for both financial growth and personal development. Sometimes people just need to swallow their pride in order to make the necessary sacrifices. Those that are unable to do this can often find themselves in a position of isolation, feeling as though they are unable to ask for help or ask for support, seeking any kind of mentorship, as well as also being able to admit when they are wrong. We all make mistakes, and we can learn from those mistakes as long as we recognise that they happened. Now, the final sacrifice that I wanted to talk through, which is, in my opinion, arguably the most challenging, is relationships. When you are building your business from the ground up, it requires a lot of energy and dedication in order to make it a success. And very often, relationships are the things that people tend to have to sacrifice in order to achieve their business goals. So for example, having to spend less time with loved ones, saying no to more social events than you would like, in order to be able to focus that time on building your wealth and building your business. Or on the flip side, you may find yourself in a position where you are surrounded by certain people who don't necessarily support your dream, such as friends, family, or a partner. And you may come to the realization that you need to distance yourself from these types of people, because if you don't, they will hold you back and stop you from achieving greatness. It can be really challenging managing the balance between wanting to grow your business and wanting to nurture the important relationships in your life. That's why it is important to have a form of balance. And yes, you may go through a period where you have to sway more the other way and put more time and energy into your business than maybe you would have initially thought. And the difference between someone who ends up being really successful is that they were able to make that sacrifice at that point in time. But what is also important to recognize is that yes, that person may have built an incredibly successful business, but they could have lost every single loved one on the way. And you need to decide if that, along with all of the other sacrifices that I have mentioned in this video, are worth it. If you enjoyed this video, I think you'd enjoy this one on the screen, and I'll link it down below. Harsh truths that I know in my 30s that I really wish I knew when I was younger. I'll see you in the next one.